I'm a product manager at JetBrains. So today we are going to talk about a topic that everyone is buzzing about, AI. So we'll look at how it transformed and changed over the past years, and most importantly, how it affected the work of professionals in different industries. I think it's also very important to know and to understand. So, but before we dive into the past, let's have a look how things are going there. So, first, let's see how people imagined the future more than 100 years ago. It's actually like fun to look back. For example, check out this futuristic transport system. People travel through giant pneumatic tubes, like huge, like vacuum cleaners, going from one city to another. It was all imagined over a century ago. Pretty cool from my point of view. And now, fast forward to today. What was once a fantasy is becoming a kind of reality. So this is a photo of Hyperloop, the modern version of that tube travel imagined 100 years ago. So the dream of superfast transport is still alive. So another one, this is called a whale bus. It was imagined way back in the 1896. And the core idea, by the year 2000, we would be traveling underwater inside a giant glass bus pulled by a trained whale. Now, we don't have such whale buses. So, like as the humanities, we definitely missed the mark on that specific technology. But look closely, they did imagine people riding around in transport capsules, surrounded by the technology and the natural world. So the core desire is to travel, explore, connect, was correct. But specific technology was just a bit off. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's look at the ones that they got spot on. This picture is called electric scrubbing. You see a maid. She's got this wired tripod robot-like machine helping her scrub the floor. I mean, look at it. It has wheels, mechanical arms, and a brush. It's a basic helper device. These folks in 1896 basically predicted robotic vacuum cleaners and home robots. They imagined this over 100 years before those gadgets were actually on the market. This is pretty amazing. Yeah. Welcome, someone. Sorry. They imagined this over 100 years before those gadgets were actually on the market. So it's like insane. The big idea here is like simple. Let smart machines handle the boring stuff and free up people's time. And have you seen old school futuristic versions? We just saw the whale bus that it didn't happen, the electric scrubber that did happen, and now let's look at the modern vision. This is a scene from the movie Her, and I guess many of you might know it. The AI here, Samantha, is not just smart. She is emotionally aware, witty, and deeply personal. So she becomes a true companion. She is the ultimate AI dream. And let's have a look at the real world attempt to build that kind of invisible assistant, the humane AI pin. Maybe you have heard something about that. So it's a small screenless device you wear on your clothes. You talk to it, and it can project info onto your hand. It was launched with a massive hype, promising to finally replace the smartphone. But here is the honest reality. It didn't quite work out. It struggled immensely after launch. This device proved that while our AI is smart, the leap from a movie fantasy to a smooth daily utility tool is still huge. The technology simply wasn't ready to handle everything needed to seamlessly replace the screen in your pocket. So we have taken a quick, fun trip through history. We saw fantasy, utility, and the modern struggle. And before I give you my summary, I actually just want to hear from you. Looking at the whale bus, the electric scrubber, and the humane pin, what is the biggest lesson we should take from this version of the future? Could you please drop some answers in the chat? I will go through them and we will discuss it a little. Every idea doesn't work out. Okay. Anyone else? People like to invent things and automate processes. Great. The initial idea, not the same like the final product. Good. Okay, let's move forward. So thank you, anyone, for all these points. I think you kind of hit the nail right of the head. So here is my summary, which aligns some kind of aligns to your answers. So first, people love dreaming about the future. We are wired to imagine the impossible, and that's our driving force. Second, and which is important, not everything will be close to the reality. Building the Samantha AI or a whale bus is incredibly difficult. And third, we always imagine the future from our present. Where are we now? So we see today's problem, for example, dirty floors, and imagine a slightly a better tool for that, for example, the scrubbing robot. And let's jump for now to the future and have a look to the OpenAI vision. A year ago, they published an internal framework for assessing their progress towards artificial general intelligence called AGI that outperforms humans on most tasks. This 5-level hierarchy describes that increasing level of capability that AI needs to progress through. At the very bottom, there is just a simple chat interface. On the second level, the chat already can solve complex problems, think like programming challenges or analytical tasks. Then come level 3, that roughly where we are now. The chat interface gains tools or hands, so it can actually do things, run code, use APIs, build, and so on. At level 4, AI becomes a research partner. It helps with the real scientific work and discovery. And at the top, level 5, AI can operate as a full organization on its own. Actually, I have heard some rumors that one man create an organization with all with AI, but haven't heard anything back from that. But just good luck to this man. there is like a OpenAI formal roadmap. It's kind of more dramatic forecast, a story told by people very close to the center of AI development. This is paper called AI 2027, and it's kind of a poem about the future based on CEOs of OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and Anthropic. So, actually, have you anybody seen it? Just like brace your virtual hands or like drop any message in chat. No, okay. I will share a link to this one later. Maybe you will be interested to go through this by your own. So the story was written the answer to like a big question. What might that future look like? And here is what you should pay attention to. That green line on the like on the right, that going up on the graph. That line represents the exponential growth of AI capabilities. But remember, it is still like a piece of fiction, even if it's like based on real trends. And by the end of the story, the AI agent evolves. First, it writes code, then it writes better code than humans, then it becomes a better researcher than all researchers, and finally it starts building new agent by itself. There is also a mix of like a political drama. I won't spoil the ending because you can actually choose how it ends. So like if you're like eager to know, just like go using this link and have a look. So we just looked at the dreams, look at the reality of the speed of this change. The past 2 years have been absolutely crazy. AI hasn't just walked forward; it has advanced in leaps and bounds. So companies are adopting this tech like never before because it's cheaper and easier to access than ever. Many innovations have been happened, but let's focus on one key thing: short-term memory or the context window. Simply put, the larger the context window, the more information the AI can read and process all at once. For example, look at Google's Gemini. They jumped from 1 million tokens to 2 million tokens, just like a double up in processing power in just like 4 months. This shows us that AI isn't just getting incrementally better, it's getting exponentially smarter. This insane growth is driven by 5 big innovations that matter for business. For example, enhanced intelligence. The AI is simply getting better at thinking and solving problems. Agentic AI. This is level 3 of the OpenAI pyramid. AI is getting hands and can take real actions. Multimodality. AI can now see, hear, and understand images, audio, text, and so on. Improved hardware. The computers that running the AI are getting faster and cheaper. And of course, increased transparency. We are learning how these models work and making them safer for our use. So we just saw the incredible speed of progress on the chart, but where did this explosion, this generative AI boom actually, from where did it come from? It didn't happen gradually over like 10 years. It happened almost overnight. So let's back to 2022. Everything changed there. And this was like a spark. Several key pieces of technology the ones that had been built for decades hit the mainstream all at once. We got DALL-E 2 and Stable Diffusion, letting anyone create incredible images from text. We saw GitHub Copilot become a massive success, proving AI could write code right alongside developers. And of course, the widespread access to the technology that powers many of these tools began. And I would say that this year fundamentally changed the game. It made AI powerful, accessible, and deeply useful, focusing on that utility we talked about earlier. And if we are looking to the hard numbers, for example, in software development world, remember how I said that the change was almost overnight. Let's check some numbers on GitHub Copilot, which was a huge spark in 2022. In 2022, it had 1.2 million users. And can you imagine by the end of the 2024, it has over 47 million. 47 million. That's like a gradual adoption. That's a revolution. And you have heard about, I believe you have heard about like other tools like called Cursor, Windsurf, and many more. The trends is like just massive. And this tool adoption leads to a huge productivity gain. Studies show developers report 52% to 70% productivity gains for common coding tasks. And overall, between 70 and 97% of developers report using AI tools in their daily work. This is now standard practice, not like just kind of experiment. So here is the thing. When we're part of the product development cycle, coding accelerates this dramatically. It creates massive pressure on everything else. If developers can build in hours what used to take weeks, what happened to the careful requirements gathering process, the detailed design reviews, or the long stakeholder alignment meetings? The answer is kind of like also simple. Everything else has to speed up too. AI isn't just a coding tool, it's a massive process accelerator for entire organization. And we saw productivity shock that Copilot and other tools created. So what does this mean for every developer worldwide? Let's check some numbers from our own JetBrains developer ecosystem 2025 study, just recently landed. 68% of developers anticipate that AI proficiency will become a job requirement. Think about it. Almost 7 out of 10 developers believe that knowing how to use AI, how to prompt it, how to review its code, how to leverage its power will be soon mandatory. It will be like being proficient in Git, knowing your IDE shortcuts. So it's no longer nice to have a skill. It's a core skill. And we saw the spark in 2022. That's when the big tech breakthroughs happened across art and code. And in 2023 was the year of the expansion. This is when AI moved from an experiment to an everybody tool for everyone. Look at names here: Claude, Bart, now like it's called Gemini, Notion AI, Canva, Magic Studio. What do they all have in common? They took the raw power of the 2022 models and embedded it indirectly into the products we use every single day. AI was no longer just for coders with Copilot. It was now built into your note-taking app, your design tool, your search engine. This massive expansion means that AI is now integrated into the entire business workflow, not just the coding part. And that's the key takeaway. The AI conversation shifted from can we use it to how do we live with it. And let's go further. It's 2024, which gave us the first parallel code. So the previous year gave us the first parallel code and art tools. And the expansion in 2024 into general business and application. And this year is a year of deep integration. This is when AI stopped being a separate tool with a single purpose, like just generating an image or just completing a line of code, and became a fundamental, seamless layer across the entire development and business workflow. So you can see like a Figma plus AI, Lovable, Cloud Free, Cloud Code, and more. Cursor also came to the market. And but like we just talked about integration in the previous year, but where are we going now? So in 2025, we of course we can just call it as a agentic era. The future we dreamed of like just has arrived. Remember the OpenAI pyramid. We are now fully moving into level 3, the level where AI gets own hands and can take action. And the key difference is simple. Models are no longer just generating text or images, they can act. They run code themselves, yeah, they can use external tools and execute complex multi-step tasks. These powerful agents are already like being used everywhere in IT, marketing, design, and analytics. It's no longer just a tool for coders. This completely changed how we approach work with AI. We are moving away from the prompt to output paradigm, when you gave a command and you got one answer, to the goal, to the like a goal, from the goal to execution paradigm. You set a goal and the AI plans, execute, and delivers the results itself. This is a real utility, a smart machine that takes on routine, complex work, so we can focus on strategy and creativity. And we have established that the successful AI is the one that provides utility. We have established that this utility is now moving into the era of agents. And now I would like to talk about why all of this matters today for business, for career, and for the future of your like a company, if you are speaking about startups, of course. Yeah. So we just went throughout the whole timeline from the Spark in 2022 to Incubator in 2025. And here is our main conclusion. What used to be a future forecast? What is a future forecast is now the standard for work. This is no longer about small productivity gains. This is a fundamental mandatory change in the professional workflow. Like Toby Lutke, I hope I spelled it correct, as the CEO of Shopify said it like a kind of very directly, reflexive AI usage is now a baseline expectation at Shopify. Now let's like have a look at the numbers from industry leaders. These forecasts are staggering. Google, more than a quarter of new quotas generated by AI at Google. Microsoft, their CEO says up to 40 40% of the company codes written by AI. Anthropic CEO, he predicts that within 3 to 6 months, AI will be writing 90% of the code developers were in charge of. We said earlier that 68% of developers anticipate AI proficiency will be a job requirement. These numbers show that the future is already here, actually. AI is already writing 30% of the code at major companies, and the leaders are mandating it to use. The challenge for us is no longer if we should use AI, but how we integrate it deeply and safely into our most trusted tools. Yeah, and the next section will be about what actually does business want. We just saw that AI proficiency is becoming a mandatory requirement for professionals. But if you strip away all the hype and all the forecasts we discussed before, what does business actually want? The answer is simple. Business wants results. Fast, reliable, efficient. And to try many ideas, you must be prepared for the fact that most of them will not work. That's fine. We saw many fantasies that didn't work, from the whale bus, actually, I really like this idea, to the humane AI pin. But as the great inventor Thomas Edison said, who tried thousands of materials for his light bulb before finding the right one, I have not failed, I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. With AI, business can try more ideas and do it faster as never before. And this speed of creation enables something more, the end of linear product development. You know how it usually works. You have three possible solutions to a problem. You debate, you analyze, you eventually pick one to build, and if it doesn't work, you have lost months. But when building becomes so fast, you don't have to choose. You can build all three, test all three, let real users tell you which one works. You can run 10 experiments in parallel without keeping a huge a puzzle in your head. And the AI remembers the context, manages the complexity, handles the implementation details. This brings us to the crucial point. The job of product managers, designers, developers is changing. So AI has given us the ability to try 10 ideas instead of one. But what does this mean for our jobs, for your role as a product manager? I'm a product manager, that's why I put it into the first place. For a designer, for an engineer. Claire Wolf, a key leader in the industry and chief product officer at Launch Darky, addresses this directly. AI is going to transform the role of product design and engineering faster than we all expect, even faster than that. Transformation doesn't mean AI replaces us. It means it changes our focus. Engineers shift from writing boilerplate code to review and architecture. Designers shift from mock-up creation to rapid testing of variants with the real users. Product managers shift from managing the process to define goal and strategy. And let's look at how things worked before the total AI transformation. This is a product triad model: product, design, and engineering. In the traditional model, these teams operate through hands-off. Product talks to design, design talks to engineering, and vice versa. The main problem is this isn't true collaboration. It's hands-off, a transfer of responsibilities that often leads to context loss and slowdown. You can see that engineering consists of many small specialists, the generalist specialist from the next slide who passes the work down to the chain. And today we have already moved to generalist specialist model. Thanks to AI, an engineer can now independently generate design drafts or write specifications. The same goes to the designer. They can check the technical viability of an idea or generate prototypes. Everyone has become a little bit a product and a little bit design. And also a little bit an engineer, as you can create your own code. They have become generalists within their specialization. But here is where we are going very soon, the AI-powered triple threat. What do we see here? All the work related to engineering, design, and product starts to be delegated to AI agents. This is what this freaks people out. It seems like AI is taking all our work, but it's not a replacement. It means that all our routine, low-level tasks can be delegated to AI, which is good. And our role, the human role, is to raise to a higher level, set the strategy, define the goal, and create the vision. And we have seen how AI is changing these roles, as I said before, product design, engineering. But in reality, the transformation covers everything. Look at this final complex diagram. Here we see not just the product triad, but also sales, marketing, and data. And all these functions now overlap and use AI agents to perform routine tasks. The main takeaway from all these slides, all these departments can now simultaneously try out the new ideas we have discussed. The overall goal, to stop spending time on handoffs and instead of focus on strategy and vision creation. And yeah, I have shared a lot of charts and bold statements. Let's go back to reality. And let me tell you what's happening at Intercom right away. This is a real team with a real production code. The design team at Intercom started experimenting with something radical. They gave their designers access to Cursor and said, try shipping your own changes. And here what happened. For small AI changes, designers were shipping production code in under an hour. Think about that, just an hour. And the person who designed it also implementing it. No handoff, no miscommunication, no lost in translation. Just an hour to ship what people did. So now it's like a more smooth sailing. One designer tried to restructure an entire page layout. It took 21 attempts and 2 days, and they still had to call in engineering help. But here is the gain side. Even with the struggles, they learned that for probably 40 to 40% of design changes, they no longer need to wait for developers. This isn't about replacing developers, of course. It's about removing friction. It's about the person with the vision being able to execute this vision directly. And the last slide, actually, in presentation, we have covered a long road from the whale bus, if you still remember it, to AI engines. We had seen how our world is changing and how roles are transforming. And at the beginning of the talk, we said that today's science fiction is tomorrow's engineering. But Doc Brown from Back to the Future said it's better from my point of view. Your future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one. And our future in AI is not something that happens to us. It is something that we build. And for you, the future founders, now is the best time ever. AI has given you the power to try 10 ideas instead of one. AI has given you the ability to be the designer, developer, product manager, and so on, simultaneously. AI has made failure as cheaper as it can be. So, and now let's go and build this future.